Hey everyone, and welcome to Win Stupid Prizes, the show where we ask the questions that nobody thought were worth asking. I'm Eddie, and I'm joined today by the two towers, and they are Alex.
I'll be Isengard.
And Jamie.
I gotta be Barad-dûr. I get a hot, flamey eye.
Okie dokie. Now,
I get a bunch of orcs.
You get torn down by trees, my friend.
this is a reference to a dystopian past, but we've got to get a different question we've got to answer today. Because, look, there's a lot of dystopian futures, and I'm just not interested in those. I think what we need to figure out today between us is what is the best future?
The best future?
Yeah, there's a lot of bad ones. Worst is too hotly contested.
There's some really good bad futures.
What do you mean?
But is there a
good future? They're kind of boring to write.
Well, we can start with a good bad future. We could try The Matrix.
Oh.
Yeah, that's definitely a good bad future because what's good about The Matrix?
You get to do kung fu.
What's bad about The Matrix, dude? You get to live in the 90s. Ideal.
So you have to be Neo in this situation of The Matrix.
Oh, that's a problem. Yeah, okay. We're not Neo. So actually, scrap that one.
So we're just having a boring,
office job.
If we ever answer the wrong telephone, we get a really rude awakening. what the hell? Where am I? This is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful wife. How did I get here?
My God, what have I done?
Yeah, okay. I hadn't really thought about, there are futures where things are bad, but you get to do cool things if you're the main character. But that's not a good future.
You're right.
So I will rescind my answer.
No, but does it not depend on which version of the Matrix you get put into? Because the version we see in the film isn't the first Matrix.
Okay, yeah. So the previous one had vampires and werewolves.
Okay, wasn't there one before that they just made it great for humans?
Yeah, let's have that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was something like the architect was like, we had a one that was really good, but then no one fought us back. I was like, okay, well, bit rude, but...
Why did they want to be fought back? I thought it was more just it turns out you guys aren't very good at being happy, so you need a bit of oppression in your life.
Something like that.
I would accept Happy World.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I use my body as a battery. If I'm blissfully unaware.
Is that Ready Player One, though? Without the battery?
But wait, that future's also trash.
Yes, but you get to have a terrible video game with it.
Only if you can afford it.
I thought that it was a way that the poor people were distracted from their miserable lives in horrible multiple block towers by logging into the Ready Player One, and I think it was the Oasis?
The expensive rig is the one he gets off after becoming a egg hunter celebrity.
Yeah, he becomes the world's worst person very quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
After getting all the money.
Oh, that's so unrealistic.
Well, this is before he's won the full money, right? He gets sponsorships or something.
He gets some sponsorships.
He gets money somehow from one of the early eggs he gets, and then eggs.
Definitely we could be in Ready Player One, but not be the main character of Ready Player One, who is pretty awful, to be honest.
Okay, how does that differ from The Matrix?
You're doing it willingly?
You're not being actively harvested, and you're doing it, you're doing it willingly.
I don't know, this just sounds worse than The Matrix.
There's a point, every time you take off the thing, you're reminded of the trash future you're in.
Yeah.
There we go. If I'm plugged into The Matrix, I don't know how trash the future is. I just think life is swell.
There have got to be other ones that do that, right?
Well, there's Saints Row 4, which is Saints Row 4.
Saints Row 4, yeah.
Saints Row's 4s.
Saints Row 4, where you play as Rose Tycho.
But in Saints Row 4, only the saints are alive and the rest of humanity is dead and being a simulation. So we would be a simulation, not ourselves living a simulation?
I think we just want to live in a simulation, but a good simulation.
Yeah, can someone make a simulation fiction where it's actually nice, please?
They tried that in The Matrix. It didn't pan out.
It would have panned out for me. Why did everyone else go and screw it up?
No, Jamie. As the champion of capitalism on this podcast.
Oh, yes, of course. That's why it was a perfect world. I was doing the capitalism good. Yeah.
Not enough capitalism for it to be a perfect world. No. Take it back. Go back.
Yeah.
Go to the 90s hellscape one.
Yeah.
Just be a person plugging away at an office job. Yeah, no, it's not.
Yeah, you're allowed to be a hacker, but if you are, you have to be a shit hacker so that you don't get yoinked out of the Matrix.
Oh, right, yeah. You have to be that guy, that stoner guy at the start of the first Matrix who, gets the hacking off Neo and then goes to clubs, and that's about it.
Doesn't he get killed immediately or something?
No, he's never seen again, isn't he?
Oh, therefore dies off screen.
Oh, probably. Probably gets his head snapped by a agent or
lives happily ever after.
What do you call the people from the real world?
A human?
Yeah.
What do you call the people of the real world?
I mean, it's a pretty sweet club scene that happens in the second Matrix film, right? You could live there.
Oh, you mean down real real world, underground, rave, in a cave,
Yeah.
cave rave.
Love a cave rave.
And like, I'm not very good at bare feet on sort of muddy rock. It's not really my thing.
Well, yeah, but you're not bear, so you can just use your regular human feet on the muddy rock.
Oh, okay, yeah, good point. Good point. Forgot that one.
What if you were one of the people that got assimilated by Agent Smith and you got to be Hugo Weaving?
Just a little bit, and then you wake up again later.
Oh, do you?
They can pop out of them if they don't die. You can die, though.
Okay.
Oh, okay. They can unassimilate them.
I think they can.
Right.
But normally they're using them in combat and they're getting killed.
Okay.
I think. They teleport between, jump between people in a bunch of scenes.
They definitely like assimilate people, but I can't remember what happens when they unassimilate people.
Yeah, they never really...
But I don't think it's going to be a pleasant time.
No, unless you're like backseat, like, oh, I'm doing Kung Fu.
I know Kung Fu.
Wait, there's a train coming. No, Neo, no.
Oh, man, look, Keanu Reeves is here. Get his signature. Oh, no. Oh, Keanu, stop.
Or it's the one who Smith jumped into to shoot Keanu at the end of one. And you're like, no, Keanu, no. Why? I didn't want to. When that one gets exploded, oh, geez.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you have a good time becoming an Agent Smith.
Okay, so you just got to live a real boring life in the Matrix.
Yeah, but we could just live in a boring life here and...
Yeah, does anyone have a better idea? I think Matrix didn't work out.
We've just made the future the present.
Wait, maybe the Matrix is an analogy for capitalism.
Because we're getting turned into one entity?
Because we're having our energy used up for our overlords.
Oh, we're going political. This is okay. It's win political prizes. Let's go.
To be fair, I think if you try hard enough, anything is an analogy for anything.
Yeah, it's true. You can make a reading of anything to say this aligns to this worldview.
Yeah, pretty much.
I bet you could make a connection somehow between that lion in those Narnia books and like Jesus or something. That would be
Probably, yeah. That'd be really far-fetched, but I reckon you could.
Yeah.
That's off topic. That's in the past again.
So there's definitely some cool cyberpunky futures that we could possibly go to. Again,
Okay.
They're pretty terrible, but at least...
Are they also capitalist hellscapes?
Also the Matrix.
Well, like Cyberpunk 2077 has Keanu Reeves in, so that's possibly a good starting point, but I've never played those games, so I can't really do it. There's also Blade Runner.
I like Blade Runner's aesthetic. Like, oh yeah, everything's awful. But
Yeah.
the sort of cool cityscape pyramid.
The cityscape is nice, but again, I don't think it's a nice future to live in.
No. Unless you're like the 0.1%.
Well, so just like in real life then.
Welcome to Win Politics Prizes Part 2.
Oh no, I've done it again.
It might not even be nice for them. I don't even know. All we see is like dreary people on the streets going to like robot strip clubs or whatever. I don't know.
If robot strip clubs exist, maybe it is the perfect future.
And also killing the robot people because they're not real people.
Oh yeah, you can get away with more violence if when you cut them open, they turn out to be robots.
Murder is okay as long as they were a robot the whole time.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I've seen media get away with it that way. And although the replicants the whole point in Blade Runner is the replicants you can't distinguish until afterwards, right?
Yes.
Isn't there something with them like they have like free will or something? Or do they know they're replicants themselves?
That's like the question and the plot of the first Blade Runner, right? Is them trying to work that out.
Yeah.
Could the main character be one? Who knows?
Is this the franchise that's based on the book Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
It is.
Yes.
Banging. All right, I'm in. I haven't read the book nor seen the films, but I understand enough now.
It's a cool book name.
It is.
But the future is, we're just going from hellscape to hellscape.
Yeah, I said best future, and so far you've given me the absolute capitalist dream, and maybe another one.
Yeah. How? Oh, right. Okay.
We're not good at this one.
Wait, Alex.
Yeah?
It keeps on coming up. You like Mass Effect.
I do like Mass Effect.
I like Mass Effect.
I know very little about Mass Effect.
I know some crap goes down in the Mass Effect games. Things go wrong. Aliens invade and assimilate, kill everyone, whatever. But before then,
the universe is quite nice as long as you're not the humans in the Turian Wars,
right? Yeah. Okay. So not then.
an indentured servant in an Azari planet,
Okay. So not there. Got it. Yep.
anything affected by the Rachni Wars, a Krogan.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, it's great as long as you don't fall into one of the bad people, or one of the people that gets mistreated in this universe. Sorry.
So it's like a 20%, 30% bad rate, and then the other like 70 to 80% of people are okay.
You could be a cool Solarian scientist who does absolutely no unethical experiments whatsoever.
I love not doing any unethical experiments. It's my favourite pastime.
Is it just a thing that everything...
I think in order to have conflict in a plot, you need to have things that are bad. Otherwise, it's very hard to show something that needs to be improved.
But you can have conflict without everything being trash.
Not in the future, you can't.
Good point. Oh, wait. Star Trek.
Again, the Borg.
Right. There's like a tiny percentage chance of you being part of the plot, right?
Yes.
Because the characters in the plot, that's such a fractional percentage of humanity. The rest of humanity are living in fully automated luxury space communism.
Oh, really?
The other really good thing about Star Trek is if it's really, really, really bad, then some time travel shenanigans will happen.
Oh.
And then you're actually safe.
Oh,
because
hello.
the time travel shenanigans will undo the bad stuff and you'll live in the good future.
But will you have trauma from the bad future?
No, you kind of forget it unless you've been Captain Janeway and hit that reset button or something yourself.
Right.
This is some real, like, Doctor Who shit, but bringing Doctor Who would be cheating because he goes to every future.
He does go to every future.
And all of the futures of humanity are all trash, aren't they? It's like New York, everyone's stuck driving cars. End of the universe, everyone's about to die, and then the Master turns you into robot head babies in flying machines.
He goes to quite a few, like, luxury resorts.
Yeah.
And the conflict comes from, like, oh no, turns out there was alien here or something.
That space station that abducts people and forces them to play death games on TV is pretty bad.
Oh, yeah, the one where they do the weakest link, but they die if they're the weakest link. Yeah, that one was pretty bad.
As that future where they have cured every disease. Admittedly, they have a massive, like, battery-farmed people with every disease. But they have cured every disease.
And if you do find yourself on some kind of cool resort or some sort of wacky planet and a British person turns up who sounds like
Run.
they came
Run
from
like
like either
hell.
British theatre or TV, and they start sort of acting a bit sort of out of place. Yeah, run. Just leave.
Yeah, run as far as you can.
Yeah.
Leave immediately.
If not sooner.
And if they start following you, oh my word, I don't know.
You just need like wanted posters of every single Doctor, except rather than wanted, it's like just avoid all of these, however many there are.
If you see this man, you're part of the plot. Get out of here.
Yeah, so they'd have learned by now.
I know, you were talking about Star Trek before I tangented onto Doctor Who.
I mean, it's nice.
I think Star Trek is a really nice, good future, mostly. And yes, there are problems, but the problems get sorted out by people who have, like, often good heads and, like, calm demeanors.
And are more competent than me.
I mean, it is a bit weird that Starfleet is, like, a fairly military organization for exploring.
Yeah.
But, like, I think that's fine. It's pretty good.
They have like a don't get involved policy though, for like as far as possible a lot of the time.
They do, and as far as possible means Captain Kirk will break this at any available opportunity.
Every time.
And will be justified by the plot.
I also kind of assume that if you're in a position like that, you kind of have to be military ready because you don't know what you're necessarily going to encounter.
Yeah, so there is, like, it's not we're exploring and we'll always find the good things. There are bad people out there. There are warlike people out there.
Yeah, absolutely right.
There is a Klingon empire.
Yeah.
Which becomes less bad as the series goes on, but, you know, they start out pretty bad, I think.
And you have replicators, right? Is that what they're called?
But you have replicators. You have fully automated luxury gay space communism.
Yeah, I didn't include that earlier because I didn't know. I'm not aware enough to know if that's included in the quote.
I mean, there's a lot of Kirk X Spock fan fiction, but I don't think the actual...
Yeah, no, I didn't not include it because I didn't want to. I didn't include it because I don't know enough about Star Trek.
Yeah, I think as progressive it was for the time, like it had like the first interracial kiss on television and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
I don't think there was much gay stuff in Star Trek.
I expect they were probably hindered a bit by the time to an extent.
Yes.
Yeah, there's new stuff and it might be there. Who knows? Like Discovery?
I don't think it was actively homophobic, which is good.
Yeah.
Don't ever be actively homophobic.
For the time it came out, we'll absolutely take it.
Take this.
And hey, it also includes our early thing with getting to do cool simulated stuff with the holodeck.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And so we get the best of both worlds. You can go and do kung fu.
Oh, the best of both worlds is actually a really bad thing. That's the episode where Picard becomes part of the Borg.
At this point, there must be a Star Trek episode named after almost any idiom I could have said.
Yeah, All Good Things, I think, is the last Next Generation episode. I can't remember. I don't have an encyclopedia of all the Star Trek episodes in my head, but like, there's definitely quite a lot of idioms that get used. It sounds like some kind of encounter at Farpoint.
Sure. But the life of a basic person in the Star Trek universe is automated AI utopia.
Yes, unless you get Borged or unless you are part of the Klingon Empire where it's more fight a lot.
Okay.
But that's all on the fringe or away from, like, most humans, most of us are going to be doing pretty good.
Yeah, most of the humans, they're all right. Or you can go and join Spock in the Vulcan Club and, again, have a good time.
I mean, I kind of associate with that. I'll take it. The Vulcans seem pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
I associate with having a good time. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about their approach to things. I'm okay with that.
Fully logic-based society.
No, I'm purely focused on the last thing that was said, not the implication.
Okay, so we found one good one.
We found one good future. Is that going to be the end of this episode?
All right, good start. We've got an answer that could win. Are there any other okay futures out there? I think my problem with Star Trek is just a bit dull, to be honest, from the sound of it.
Because there's no conflict.
Unless you're doing the fun things, yeah.
And then it's dangerous, you know?
But the holodeck, how's the holodeck dull? You're like, oh, I'm bored today. I'm going to go and have an adventure.
Yeah.
It's on ships. It's not. Is it on planets?
I assume they're bigger on planets.
I assume it would be on planets.
Or is it specifically like a military training thing, and so it only gets used as part of their organization?
No, because Picard uses it to go and, like, have an adventure, or I can't remember what he does.
Yeah, they have, like, period dramas in it, or, like, they go and do a western or whatever.
Yeah, there's lots of period dramas in it. Janeway becomes best friends with Leonardo da Vinci and uses him as, like, a sounding board for her problems. So, yeah, there's lots of good things you can do with the holodeck.
But she's actually just using the holodeck, as in the AI, as a sounding board.
Yeah, the AI as a sounding board.
Not Leonardo da Vinci.
No.
The robots have ultimate control over everything.
But it's like a rubber ducky.
Yeah.
Except it looks like Leonardo da Vinci. You can talk to it, bounce ideas off it.
It's like talking to ChatGPT, but good.
I'm skeptical.
The holodeck with ChatGPT would be awful. Interesting.
Awful, yeah.
Also, fill answers.
What should I do? I can't tell you because that would be bad against my programming. You know, my grandmother used to tell me how I should shoot the Klingons. Yes, dearie. Well, you should aim the main deflector dish at their cyborg bow.
Also, like, I know there are problems caused by sort of the Borg or the Klingons or whatever, but most, like, interpersonal things are solved by just all of the tech they've got, right? Like, you can still have, like, fallings out, but you're not going to be, like, jealous of your neighbor's whatever when a replicator can just give it to you.
Unless your neighbor is Data and you're like, hey, I want to be a cool robot too. Why can't I be a cool robot?
And he goes to the replicator and go, make me a robot body. And no one knows how Data works.
Does Data know how Data works?
I don't think so.
Or does Data's creator know how Data works?
Look, the one thing of that season I remember the most is the movie at the end of it. And they find another Data, I think? And no one knows how Data works.
For those of you who haven't seen Star Trek, Data is an android.
Yeah, and he wants to be understanding humans and stuff. Yeah, I don't know if anyone really knows how it's working out with Data. But you could maybe be a robot if you want to be a robot. So, we found a good one. Star Trek, good.
Yes, fantastic. Stop the episode here.
Yeah.
No.
Let's find a really bad one.
Oh, for comparison.
Just to call back from the first episode, Alien.
Oh.
It's like everything opposite of Star Trek.
Oh, so you're going to get eaten.
You get yeeted by an alien, or you get yeeted by space capitalism. It's bad.
A callback to episode 1, our strongest episode.
You're between a rock and a hard place. You get on a ship. If you turn around, you have to go back and be a slave to the Weyland-Yutani Corporation or whatever. And if you go forwards into space, you get eaten by alien or get used as bait for alien by predator.
It's like, you gotta just hope that you're one of the people who gets sent out on like a decades-long space trip. And so for those decades, you're having a great time.
Yeah.
Or you get sent to any of the other places people have been sent that don't have aliens on them.
Nah, they're all aliens. It's all aliens all the way down there.
I mean, on the ones we've seen, it has been 100% hit rate. So
I know, right?
I mean, they don't really show you the ones that don't have aliens in, to be fair.
Oh, that would be the coolest movie. It's called like Aliens Peacetime or whatever, and they just get there.
Aliens : nothing happens.
You get there, they do all the like sort of cinematic tricks of like sort of suggesting aliens as these weird egg-shaped stones, and everyone's a bit freaked out. And then they just chill and do some science, and there's no aliens, they're just normal stones.
I can imagine the reviews for this.
I think that would make an excellent movie, you're right.
Yeah, it's just a feel-good slice of life. Maybe it should be an anime.
While we're talking about aliens and space, and I know what you're going to say, but before you say it, what about Warhammer 40k?
Okay, do you mind if I say it?
Okay, say it.
In the grim, dark future,
Yeah, but that's from the human's perspective.
there is only war.
Well, that's from the human perspective. What if you're like...
No, there is only war for literally every race all the time, everywhere.
What if you're an Eldar that disappears into the webway and that's it? You just disappear forever. Job done.
Aren't you constantly under attack by Dark Elder? And your race is dying, and you're tempted by the sexy Slanesh demons
Yeah, I mean, the sexy Celeste demons are pretty good.
who are going to eat your soul.
There's a lot of temptation in the Warhammer universe.
Okay, depends on what you're into. Some people might be okay with it. They'll just give in to whichever curse demon they're into and have the best life.
There we go. Chaos demons. Perfect.
I would simply give in to the temptation.
Look, I would just want to be... Look, I've got a low percentage chance, but if I can roll the dice and hit Necron, who still has their personality and is therefore some kind of leader in the Necron forces, bingo. No fleshy body to deal with, cool robot skeleton aesthetic, basically a pharaoh.
Okay, so you've picked one of the smallest races, I think.
Oh no, they're massively populous, but like
Are they?
most of them are soulless robots.
Yeah.
I hate to do this because I think this derails the entire episode, but I'd like to bring in the holodeck exception.
The holodeck exception.
Everything you just said could be done on a holodeck.
Oh, geez, you're right. Okay, yeah, and I can even pick my character for once.
Yeah.
So I could pick to be the one I wanted to be.
All right, look, we're getting dangerous to me wanting to throw out Star Trek for being too good. I could just do anything I want if we just picked Star Trek.
In the holodeck, I could be a Necron, and the Necron could be plugged into the Matrix in the holodeck, and then I could be doing kung fu as a Necron as a human.
Last time it was just the three of us on an episode. I had to throw out a bunch of answers for anime bullshit. Don't make me do it again.
I mean, I will say there was an anime suggested by Bear who couldn't be here, behind the curtain a little bit. He wanted us to talk about Gurren Lagann, which is great fun, but also humanity is oppressed and kept under the thumb of like an imperial yoke to stop them becoming too powerful because the aliens get attracted and wipe out life if that happens. So there's your anime bullshit you can throw out.
Yeah, but if you just believe in the future that believes in you, then, or believe in the future, you believe in the you that believes in the future to be the best future. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you just believe in it, you'll be fine.
But there's the anime stuff you want to throw out. I've presented one up. Now you can just bat it, knock it out of the park, and we can get on to other answers.
See, the problem here is I actually like Gurren Lagann.
So do I.
Oops.
But it's still anime BS.
Yeah, but it's unapologetically anime BS, right? That's the whole point.
Yeah, okay. It's not a good future, though.
Yeah, but you can fit like a 3-meter long sword in a 1-meter scabbard. That's pretty good.
I don't know what the future is like afterwards. Where it ends might end up being a good future. After they've fought the big spiral monster.
Where they destroyed like half the universes by just yeeting them around?
Yeah, but not the bit the humans are in.
I don't know that you can guarantee that.
I mean, weren't they like standing on the Milky Way and whacking each other with other ones?
I mean, they end up being able to yeet the universe, or the galaxies. So,
Yeah.
Spoilers for Gurren Lagann, they yeet galaxies.
Yeah, I've never seen Gurren Lagann. Like, this could be all made up, and I wouldn't be none the wiser.
It's so dumb, and it's a lot of fun.
They get mechs to pilot bigger mechs that combine to fight a monster powered by spiral energy that's stopping humanity from getting too technologically advanced.
Pretty much.
Fantastic. I'm in.
Oh, and that's just the back 10th.
Yeah, that's like the last 2 episodes.
But the actual future for an average Joe human, which I am, is probably awful because humanity's mostly wiped out. It starts by living in random underground cities, right?
Yeah, I think I've seen that bit.
And there's just very few people. It doesn't seem like a good livelihood at the beginning.
Well, there's that middle bit when they escape the underground.
Oh, but like the time skip.
Yeah, like post-time skip, but pre-1 million apes, or whatever the category was. They seem to have a pretty good go of it. They've got nice futuristic cities. Everyone seems pretty chill.
The mechs are cool.
Mechs are cool. I forget if there's some allusion to... I don't think there's any like major problems. Like, I'm sure they talk about crime rates being low and things like this, and it's just that everyone's like, the main characters are just a bit like, everything's going well, man. If only there was some excitement in my life. What do you mean? Oh boy, have I got some news for you when you hit 1 million people.
What about post-instrumentality Evangelion?
Oh.
So that is when everyone has been merged into a superhuman, like, gloop of LCL fluid and...
Everyone's consciousness have just absorbed into one
Yeah, we're living in a combined absorbed consciousness.
We've all become the soup.
We've all become the soup.
I mean, one of the endings of Sid Meier's Beyond Earth is becoming like a consciousness thing, but I think you keep your bodies like a hive mind. I don't know if I want that.
Would a hive mind be any fun to be in?
Depends on what you're into.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the hive mind. That's great.
I think if you are the hive mind.
Bear's also in the hive mind, and Bear's got all these like wacky ideas that he keeps distracting the hive mind with. Elon Musk is in the hive mind.
No, he isn't. He didn't. He's off in his own special space station.
Yeah, there's a special hive mind for Twitter Blue subscribers. They can go there, and then everyone else gets their own hive mind.
That's not going to date the episode.
Well, we don't know, do we?
Yeah, no, we don't know if Twitter Blue will exist in the future. Yeah.
How long is Twitter going to last? 2 minutes? 2 seconds?
True. It might date the episode. We have no idea. Like, it's only a... When the fuck does this episode come out? It's like a couple months away. All right, fair enough. Well, you know.
Well, if this joke has become irrelevant because everyone's now on QWERTYOP.xyz, then don't blame me.
It's all right, because Twitter's too big to fail.
Yes.
Hello, listener. Do you like Magic the Gathering? Well, then come and check out our stream. Every Thursday, we stream Magic the Gathering on our Twitch channel, Hexagon Live. We swap between Elves All the Way Down, where Jamie jams elves in every format, and you can learn how to build, or beat, an Elves deck, and Draft of the Week, where we play the most exciting limited format available at the time. It's always a blast watching us lose at Magic. Wait, lose? I mean, almost win at Magic. That's Thursdays at 8 PM UK time on twitch.tv/Hexagon Live, or just click the link in the description. And now, back to whatever I just interrupted.
Right, I've got another one, and we're going somewhere else. I am obligated to bring card games into everything.
Sure.
That's my brand. I'm the card game guy.
I'll allow it.
And while I only know about this indirectly, I've read around it a little bit. Yu-Gi-Oh!
I'm in.
Has some animes. Right. Now, obviously, the first season is kind of modern, like modern day.
Yeah, it's approximately modern day.
However, after that, it goes into the future a bit, and then the next one goes into the future quite a bit, and then it goes into, and like it just jumps forward into like different futures of that Yu-Gi-Oh world.
Yeah.
In a lot of them, having card game duels becomes the central focus of society.
Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah, that's true.
And in one of them, to the point where they generate an energy source that powers an entire city based off dueling energy, or ND, and D stands for duel.
Okay, wait, hang on. The city is powered on dueling energy.
Yes.
Wow, it really is season 2 of Win Stupid Prizes.
This is like the Matrix, but instead of being powered by
human batteries, yeah.
Yeah, you're being powered by dueling.
Playing duels, yeah.
Is this the card games on motorcycles one?
It is the card games on motorcycles series.
Card games on motorcycles.
And you get speed boosts and different things based off the things you're doing. The other bits around the future aren't that great, though, because there's like a very like stratified society, and the people who get to live in the big city compared to the slums. There's a lot of that nonsense going on. But everything is powered by card game duels.
I mean, there is some like capitalist bullshit going on in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, the Kaiba Corporation.
Yeah, but for the most part, like Kaiba and even Pegasus, I mean, basing this mostly off the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, because the bit that I know, they use their incredible and vast wealth to hold large card game tournaments with lucrative prizes.
Yeah, it's great.
And you know what? If more capitalists in today's world did that, I think the world would be a better place.
Oh, also, in a further on future, after the one with the horrible stratified society, there's a society where duels are the main form of entertainment, but they happen in holographic arenas where you have to run around and like pick up bonus cards and stuff and summon your monsters to help with. Like, I know the early Yu-Gi-Oh! Has the holographic field in the middle, but the later ones has it where the characters can actually like run around in the arena and sort of not join in. They don't actually get hit or whatever, but like they get to participate. It's the main form of entertainment still.
That's cool.
This is after ND, so I assume that's still a thing. I don't know. It probably caused an apocalypse, to be honest, knowing how these things work at the end of that era.
Yeah, there was probably like actually using all this dual energy is bad for some reason.
Oh, and also, I do believe the era with the motorbikes and energy does result in a villain who travels back in time to assassinate Pegasus so that Duel Monsters is never created, so that the future that causes that he is from never happens.
Right.
That's peak anime.
Time travel bullshit happens, you're saying?
Yeah, time travel bullshit, yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh's already pretty peak anime when it's like, alright, oh no, the main character cannot win no matter what happens. And they go, it's alright, I drew a card that says you win the video game, so I guess I win the video game instead.
Easy.
Look, he's the Pharaoh. He's not allowed to lose.
Yeah.
The perfect card. No one could have predicted it.
Always the perfect card.
I mean, that's episode 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh, isn't it? I drew Exodia. I win, lol.
My grandfather's deck has no pathetic cards.
Yeah, but I mean, he had to draw 5 pathetic cards ahead of time, and then he's like, oh, my grandfather's deck has no pathetic cards, I just hadn't drawn the combo piece yet.
Yeah, and Exodia is limited to 1 per deck, well, 1 per piece per deck to this day for no reason. Oh well. But yeah, there's just a world built around my favourite pastime, card games.
You know what, I'm about it. It seems alright.
I find it weird that there's no competing card games to Yu-Gi-Oh, but I guess that's because Duel Monsters creates this energy source and Magic doesn't.
Yeah, or like it's because it's actually an elongated toy commercial for a card game they want to sell, and admitting they have competitors might eat into their market.
It's probably worth pointing out that Magic does exist in Yu-Gi-Oh! World, but not Magic the Gathering, just real Magic.
Yeah. Hey, look, I can maybe, if people are into their card games, maybe I can get people to try out some Magic as well. And whether it creates energy or not, who knows? Everyone's just really into their card games.
Are there game designers in Yu-Gi-Oh?
There must be.
Or did it just come up from the Egyptian past?
No, because only some of the things from the Egyptian past are carried over.
So Pegasus has a team of game designers that are also bringing in the dragon magic.
I'll get on that team.
I don't think it's ever really explained. I don't think it ever really matters, you know?
No, I have a feeling that the Yu-Gi-Oh anime is not interested in this question.
They're not interested in most of its world building.
They knew what story they were telling, and they told it, and that was it. They didn't think any more about it.
And I will get a motorcycle license so I can do card games on motorcycles.
Is the motorcycles integral to gaining this dueling energy, or is it just rule of cool?
I don't know. I think that all the duels in that season are motorcycle duels because they wanted to add a thing into it. I assume people can have duels off their bikes because the cards still work. The speed cards don't, based on how fast you're going, but the rest of them do.
I think that's a bit unsafe, and I think there might be more motorcycle accidents than maybe the anime gives credit for.
I actually don't know if they have any accidents in the anime because I haven't actually seen much of it.
I've googled the question, why do they ride motorcycles in Yu-Gi-Oh? And the one-line answer that Google gives me is, the bikes add an element of dexterity and danger to the duels. That's it.
Okay, yeah.
This is how we fix driving. We should go back to the past.
We fix driving by making people play Pokemon TCG as they drive. Oh, you want to go on a train? Well, I've got flesh and blood for you. And planes, they get magic.
You want to go on a train? You got to be a good trainer.
Apparently it's because they're racing at the same time on the bikes. They're having a race while they're having a duel. However, the race ends when the duel ends, and whoever wins the duel wins the race. So the race doesn't actually matter.
So is it like chess boxing where the duel will end early if you win the race?
No, the race ends when the duel ends.
So it's chess boxing, but you can only lose to checkmate.
The race has no stakes whatsoever.
So it's like you are boxing, but as soon as someone's chess clock runs out and the duel ends, therefore the boxing match is also over.
So I guess if you crash your bike, you get a disqualification.
You can no longer play cards.
I think if you crash the bike, you just got to wait quite a while for the next turn.
It's like you're doing chess boxing. You get a KO and you sit down and then you just wait for you wait for them to make their turn and they just never do. And you're like, oh, like stalemate, I guess.
You just get stalled out by your opponent crashing.
Well, that's why they have chess clocks in it. They should add dual clocks.
I mean, all of the proper competitive versions of these games do include clocks. However, I don't think it's ever been ever come up or been relevant in an anime. That's the thing. You have the anime episode where like Yugi's like, aha, Pegasus, I'm gonna win on time.
I guarantee you there's a chess anime where exactly that happens.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
I don't think I've heard of it, but then Yuri on Ice was a thing, and that's an ice skating anime, so...
And did that have chess clocks in it?
No.
Outrageous. What a waste of time.
I think we've gone too much on this chess thing, though.
Yeah.
Can I bring us back with another suggestion?
Sure.
Absolutely not. I'm going to cut all this out.
Okay, fine.
Oh, no, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has already won. It's fine.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Has won.
I'm going to play a worse card game for the rest of my life. However, I'm going to play a card game for the rest of my life. Good, yeah.
All right.
Can I redefine future as in the future of a media and thus bring in the series Avatar: The Legend of Korra as a future for the Avatar series that is mostly good, apart from, the bad things that happen in the plot?
Oh, that one's out of left field.
That one is out of left field.
So you're saying the present is Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Yes.
And the future is Legend of Korra?
Yes, the sequel series.
It's not really a future for us, though, is it?
It's not.
It's a very different world. However, it's pretty great. Oh, but isn't the most populated place in the world like a police state?
It's not a police state. It's just a state with police in it.
This feels like I'd like to talk about Avatar: The Legend of Korra. How can I crowbar this into the episode? And you know what? I respect it.
It's funny how it's like, hey, one of the main characters is like the chief of police, and she's sympathetic, but she's one of the main authority figures in the city.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's a cool place, but there's a lot of problems in that world.
Such as?
Well, okay. For starters, if you live in, what's it called? What's the city called?
Republic City.
Republic City. It seems every other week something's happening. You've got the anti-bending terrorists one week. You've got the get rid of all the rulers people the next week. You've got the I'm going to bring the spirits into the world in between those two. And then the spirits turn up and kill everyone. Oh, then you've got the New Earth Empire invading everywhere. Yeah,
that's plot stuff.
Just constantly. You have a house, and now your house is half tree. And there's a weird monster spirit thing living in it that's going to try and kill you when the guy combines with the evil avatar.
It's fine. I don't see a problem with this. This is just normal plot stuff.
Adds an element of excitement to your life,
Yeah.
There's something to be said for that.
You get running water.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You get a city that's not on fire.
Sometimes.
You get hope.
Good one, okay, sorry.
You get a fairly stable place.
Do you get bending powers?
You could be a bender.
What's my percentage chance of being a bender?
That's a good question, and also a strange Google.
Basically, how much I like this answer is based on how likely I am to be a bender.
There is a question on the Avatar wiki, but it's just a guess. But people are saying 20%.
Oh, okay. I'll take it.
But the air nomads were 100%, so I don't see how that one works.
But they got wiped out, so it's back down to 20%.
They got wiped out. It's fine.
That's why they got wiped out. 100% airbenders, too strong.
I unfortunately have a counterpoint.
Mm-hmm.
We are but normal people. And there's one character in that show who's just normal people. Oh, but no, they're from the first Avatar. I was thinking of the guy whose cabbage cart gets knocked over every time you see him.
This is true. I would simply not be a cabbage salesman.
Okay, so don't be a cabbage salesman.
They'll play.
Yep, no, you got me. Just don't be a cabbage salesman. Got it.
You have successfully undermined the question.
Thank you.
And if I may continue this undermine.
Yeah, sure.
Because Star Wars is specifically set a long time ago.
In a galaxy far, far away.
So imagine how good it is now, given the technology they had a long time ago.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, I think now is now.
Imagine how good it will be in the future, given how good it was a long time ago. There we go, nailed it. Just splice that in, Eddie. One take, Eddie, every time.
One take, Eddie. I think technological progress stops at some point in the Star Wars universe, mostly.
Why?
It seems to go backwards sometimes.
I guess, yeah, all right. From the prequels to the sequels, it does seem to get worse.
Yeah.
In the Knights of the Old Republic, they have basically the same technologies.
And that's like thousands of years beforehand.
And that's thousands of years ago.
Interesting.
Have they plateaued? Have the Star Wars universe plateaued? Like, we invented the lightsaber and then we stopped. We removed the battery pack you had to wear on your waist, and once we removed that, that's it. We got there.
We invented the lightsaber, realized we nailed it, and stopped.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they made the Death Star.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
But I don't think that's really a good thing. But there were also steps backwards, because there was the Celestial Forge or whatever they had in Knights of the Republic.
Oh, yeah, the Sun Forge or whatever, yeah.
Which was just a thing that kept printing out big spaceships of doom from the precursor civilization.
Forever.
Not canon.
They might recanonize that. They're so popular. They've recanonized Revan existing.
Who?
The big bad of the first Knights of the Old Republic game.
All right.
He's so popular, they've recanonized his existence, I believe.
One of the big problems with Star Wars is how easy it is for empires to happen.
Yeah, it does seem to be a kind of sticking point, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's like something happened between episode 6 and the First Order just showing up and going, hey, we're kind of in charge now.
And everyone's like, yeah, no, we're used to this. Yeah, that sounds right.
Between each set of trilogies, the Empire completely collapsed and rebuilt in the space of about 20 years, which is quite quick, I think.
Yeah.
And everyone also forgets. It's like, oh, the Jedi, they're myth. I don't believe in the Jedi, says guy who was...
Is a Jedi.
says guy who was probably alive just about when the Jedi were around still.
I mean, but maybe they were far enough away from them that they didn't know about it.
That said, Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah, so like that's it. I've been avoiding Back to the Future the whole time, not gonna lie.
But we got a segue there.
Oh, no, that was a good segue. Let's go with that. Right, so Back to the Future.
Okay, fine.
Back to the Future with Back to the Future.
Wait a second. This probably doesn't matter. It probably still counts. But Back to the Future is now in the past.
True.
But it was the future at the time.
It was, yes.
It was the future.
And we've already undermined the question, so I'm going to allow it.
Also, I would like to mulligan and go to that future instead, please.
I was going to say,
yeah.
Which 2015 would you prefer?
Well, 2015 was like the end of some good time. No, not everything was good, but some things have seemed to have gone downhill since then. Let's put it that way. But yeah, you've got hoverboards.
Yeah.
That's cool. I know they're not actually very important to society, but that's cool. You've got really bad 3D adverts for Jaws 17.
Ooh.
That sounds cool.
Do you love a good Jaws 17?
It is a corporate hellscape as well, isn't it? Just it's a parody one, so it's fun.
Yeah, it's a fun corporate hellscape.
They like have sponsorships back in the home and stuff.
There are still diners and stuff like that, right?
I think so, yeah.
Like, I remember him going to a diner and, like, trying to go to an arcade machine.
How much do a soda cost in 2015 Back to the Future?
That's how you judge how well things are going.
So we can measure the inflation rate versus our own inflation.
That's one of my criteria. I thought it was way more money than he had, but Google is suggesting it was only $2.
Wow.
Do they see multiple different futures? Like, they go to the future... Because this is 2, right?
2, yeah.
In 1, they go to the past and they have to get back to the future. And in 3, they go to Western times. So it's 2's the one where they go to the future.
2's the one where they go to the future.
And they go to the future, they see what it's like. Then they go back in time, back to the current present. And then Biff gets the sport things.
Biff gets the Armagnac that has, like, all the... Not the Armagnac. Gets just a strong drink.
But then they go back to the future. They go back to the future. And things have changed because Biff has made himself rich. And then that future's awful, right?
Yes, that future is awful because Biff is Donald Trump.
That's the corporate hellscape. Yes, okay. It's hard to discuss this game sometimes because it's hard to discuss this movie sometimes.
This game, Back to the Future, the video game for the Atari 2600?
No, by Telltale. They did a Back to the Future.
Oh, they also did yeah.
It's hard, but it's hard to discuss, like, they went back to the future, but it means they went back to the future, not the present future, because they were in the past.
They went back to the future.
Yes.
Okay, I've got 3 answers for you on how much a soda cost in Back to the Future.
Okay, while we're just going all over the place.
I was very much clocked out of that conversation.
That's okay, we were just riffing while you were getting an answer.
We just said the word Back to the Future a lot of times.
All right, I've got 3 answers for you.
Yep.
In the film, it's $2.
Yeah.
In the novelization, it's $45. And in real life, when they released Pepsi Perfect in real life, it's just over $20.
Wait, what?
$20?
Oh, they released like a limited edition.
Yeah, there is a limited edition version called Pepsi Perfect, which was the...
And they made it cost $20.
And it cost $20. Came in a fancy bottle.
How much Pepsi Perfect did you get?
Not much based on this.
I don't think I'd pay $20 for any drink, let alone Pepsi Perfect.
I mean, it's just like, limited editions bottle. It's a reference to Back to the Future.
It's a unique bottle.
It is a unique bottle.
It looks like some people have kept them in, like, sealed, like how you keep some, like, collectibles in sealed things.
So they only released 6,500 bottles at $20 each.
That's a lot of money they've made.
Well, let's find out. Let's do maths live on the show.
Well, you got to have the R&D to make sure Pepsi Perfect is perfect. Otherwise, what's the point?
That's honestly not that much money given the time and effort for a company of Pepsi size to make. If they truly only made 6,500 bottles of it and they sold it at $20 a pop, they made $130,000. Which isn't that much for PepsiCo.
No, that's not that much for Pepsi. They should get into the printing limited edition Magic Cards game.
They should have sold it at the price from the novelization.
Yeah.
Doubled their profits.
Yeah, $250,000.
Was the person writing the novelization trying to make a point about the future that the movie just didn't?
Presumably.
The movie was like, yeah, $2, whatever.
It's $2. That's a lot of money. As a kid.
The novelization is like, dystopia.
How much did a Pepsi actually cost in 2015? Now we're going to find out.
That is the important what number?
Well, at like a KFC or something, I'm sure it would have cost much more than it would cost in a supermarket or something like that. And he was like buying it at a diner, right?
I looked for Pepsi Cost 2015, and it's just people talking about Pepsi Perfect and how it costs $20.15.
Oh, it cost $20.50.
It cost $20.15.
You're right, I didn't quite grok that.
Now that excuses it. That's fine. Buy a 2015 bottle. That makes everything good. That's why from now on, whenever I buy a drink, I'm going to play £20.23. Jeez, like I just want a can.
I've got an answer for how much Pepsi costs today.
Okay, yeah. How much does Pepsi cost today?
Oh, you can get like 2 litre bottles for like a couple of quid. Basically, like about £1.50, which is less than $2.
Oh, so we're doing better than
Pepsi is cheaper, so inflation is better even at that $2 price point.
Pepsi inflation.
Specifically, Pepsi-flation.
Pepsi inflation. Yeah.
Pepsi inflation is something you probably don't want to Google.
Probably not.
Yeah, don't. Yeah,
but
don't.
you'll be pleased to know that specifically for the inflation of Pepsi, we did better than Back to the Future did.
Hooray.
Okay.
Congratulations.
But for the number of Jaws movies we've had, we did worse.
Jaws inflation through the floor.
I'd just like to say that there is another piece of media that uses a flux capacitor to go into the future.
Okay.
There's no other media than movies.
But this future is the year 3000, where not much has changed, but they live underwater.
Oh my god.
And your great-great-great-granddaughter is pretty fine.
Wait, no, don't hit on my granddaughter. Jeez.
No, she's just pretty fine. She's doing all right. She's fine.
Oh, she's doing fine. Okay, got it.
Yeah, she's doing fine.
Question on that water thing.
Yeah.
Was that climate change?
I genuinely don't think the Busted were thinking about that.
Yeah, I don't think Busted were thinking about climate change.
Like, sea levels have risen. We live in little bubbles under the sea. Oh, God, it's SpongeBob.
I think it was just living underwater is cool.
We do know that people can just swim around town like it's no thing from the iconic line, triple-breasted women swimming around town totally naked.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a much better and healthier relationship with nudity and understanding that kind of thing. Apparently, body mods are cool, I guess.
Yeah.
That or evolution took a weird turn.
Or evolution or body mods or mutations have gone weird.
Very short-term evolution as well. 1,000 years is a very fast time for evolution.
Yeah, I'm gonna chalk that up to body mods.
Probably, yeah.
I think it's a total recall thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It also turns up in Hitchhikers, I think. Or that might be 6.
Fair enough. I think there are probably a handful of references in there for things they happen to have watched recently.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember all the lyrics. Like, I remember the lyrics that the two of you have currently quoted, but I don't know them. What other cool things does this future hold for us?
We pretty much nailed it.
Everyone bought Busted's 7th album, and it outsold Michael Jackson.
It went multi-platinum, in fact, didn't it?
Yeah.
Wait, only 7 albums?
They bought their 7th album. That implies their 7th album was their most popular one, regardless of whether
yeah.
Also, everyone buying an album is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, right? Name another album that everyone has bought.
Yeah, it's like people, like starving children in Africa are like, oh, I finally scrounged together enough money to buy some food and water. Actually, no, I'm going to buy Busted's 7th album.
Or does it actually suggest that the world economy has balanced itself such that everyone can afford luxury items such as Busted's 7th album?
Oh, so they can afford it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Or did they hand it out real cheap to inflate sales numbers?
Yeah, it's true. It's like everyone bought that U2 album. Was it a U2 album that they sent on iTunes to people?
Oh, was they just handed out?
Yeah.
Like they technically handed out like a free game on Epic where suddenly the number of people who own the game just spikes.
Yeah, but they added it to everyone's iTunes library, so everyone got this new U2 album synced to their iPod, and people were angry. Well, some people were angry.
I would be angry. Luckily, I don't have an iPod.
Free music.
I had space on this iPod. I was using it.
I'm looking through the lyrics quickly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of repeats, as songs do. Like they mostly cover the same cool things. It's year 3000. They're living underwater. Your descendant is doing pretty okay. The album. And there's the swimming around water. Yeah, okay, right. I think I've covered everything they tell us about the future.
Yeah, it's not a long song.
Does the music video show us more stuff?
I'm genuinely gutted that when I searched year 3000, clicked on lyrics, and I went, this isn't exactly right. What's wrong?
Oh, it's the Jonas Brothers cover.
Oh.
And I was like, what do you mean? I also Kelly Clarkson? No, that's not right. I also Michael Jackson. Oh, I want the Jonas Brothers edition. Why? Yeah, your great-great-granddaughter is pretty fine, not doing fine.
Yeah, pretty, fine.
Yeah. A quick look at the video. I would not trust that kid with a time machine and that car.
Do you think Doc Brown had a great car? That DeLorean was not the best car in the world.
But the doors open upwards.
You make a good argument.
Talking about cool cars, I almost decided to suggest iRobot just because the cool Audi car that they made for the movie.
Just for the car.
I don't like the movie. There's a really cool Audi in that movie that like hovers.
I didn't want a robot personal assistant. I didn't want everyone to have robots or AI to be like help running a lot of stuff. No, I just wanted the car.
No, just want a cool car. The aesthetic can make me look past the corporate hellscape, just like with Blade Runner.
All right, good idea. When are we going?
Yeah, when are we going? So, the year 3000.
Yeah, it turns out this song is way more shallow than I realised for what it actually covers.
Look, that just means that there's so little going on in the future. Everything must be calm as hell. That these are the most important things to like bring back.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, lived underwater. People were swimming around town. Naked is pretty good. Your great granddaughter's doing well. That's good. Yeah, that's pretty much everything that had changed, really.
I'm okay with like body positivity, but I don't want like to be going like, oh, I'm gonna go and get my groceries, and then Bear swims past and I see his junk or something.
But it's all right because he will also see your junk during the process.
Yeah. Like I've gone to an onsen spa with friends, but I had my glasses off because it was in the water, so I didn't get to see shit.
This is information.
This will be on the quiz.
I don't know why. I didn't mean to specifically call out, but I just felt like Bear's the one who would try and get me to see it. Like the rest of you two would like just swim past or whatever and just be like casual, and then Bear would like just directly swim in front of my face.
I still think that in a nudity positive setting, that would be crossing a line.
Okay, just forcing it would be crossing a line, but just seeing normally would be normal.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I buy that.
Great-great-great-granddaughter.
Yeah.
It's not a long time.
That's 5 generations.
Yeah.
Look, human lifespan just got real good.
That makes the average time that people have had kids 200 years.
Yeah.
Give or take.
That's pretty good.
And if we can do that, future's excellent.
I mean, it could be that we have like a few normal generations and then suddenly we like cure aging or something.
Oh, right.
And then people don't have kids much.
So you're saying that we're all going to die and then at some point they're going to cure aging and we could have lived forever and we're going to just miss out on that.
I think that is the problem with the future.
I did once see a quote that said, like, we will not live forever, but people who are being born now will be, or something. And it's like, with the way the future's gone since I heard that quote, no.
Yeah. I think they've got some other diseases to cure before they cure aging.
Yeah.
Well, start with the small stuff.
Start with the small stuff.
Like aging.
I will cure death itself.
All right, I didn't specifically shout any of us out as judge, so which one do you want to give it to?
Yeah, this is a collaborative effort.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no one winning. We're all winning. We're all getting the best future.
I think Star Trek could clinch it just because of the holodeck.
Star Trek's so close to getting kicked out because of the holodeck.
So that means it wins, right?
It's like, oh yeah, you could do Busted Year 3000 in the holodeck.
Exactly.
Does the holodeck have good AI for card games?
Actually, the holodeck is a little bit creepy. The holodeck could be like looking and judging at you if you like, I just want to go to the year 3000 by Busted, please. Oh, is that because you want to look at the triple-breasted women again? Oh, I'm going to tell your boss.
Hey, I just get snarky.
Oh, what? Like if you go to the holodeck for any of your kinks, you're like feeling like it's silently judging you.
Yeah.
I actually think it's appropriate, even though he's not here. Because Bear likes to make the we're in season 2 of Win Stupid Prizes joke, which we're not. This show doesn't have seasons.
Oh, we avoided it. We avoided it so well.
No, it came up because Yu-Gi-Oh! Has pitched that, and I think it's only fair to give Yu-Gi-Oh! The win.
So we're solving energy.
And play card games. And even if it's kind of capitalist, they're pretty chill. They just host card game tournaments.
They're pretty chill.
Some of the later versions of it, I don't know if they're capitalist or not, but they're fun.
I don't know enough about the later versions other than they ride motorcycles and do duels, and I'm about that life. That's cool as hell.
Yeah. I will die horribly when I come off my bike because I tap my mana wrong.
Now, there was an argument that we were just going to, like, give this prize to the future, but as our card game representative, Jamie, I'm going to hand this prize to you.
Yeah. What do I get?
It's a prize we actually have. It's a cyborg robot mask looking thing. We'll probably put a picture up on social media or something.
Oh, yeah, no, I've seen this thing. Bear jump scared me with it on stream.
You win that.
Oh, sweet. Now I can be a Phyrexian, that well-known Yu-Gi-Oh archetype.
I want a Yu-Gi-Oh reference, yeah. No.
Now I can be a appliancer. There we go. They're like a vacuum that's a robot and a washing machine that's a robot. There we go.
What are you talking about?
It's a Yu-Gi-Oh archetype.
All right, fair enough.
I'll do it.
Thanks for listening. If you want to keep up to date with everything we do, you can follow us on Twitter or on Facebook. And if you'd like to support us financially, you could send us a one-time donation on Ko-Fi, sign up for monthly donations on Patreon, or subscribe to us on Twitch if that's more your speed. Links to all of that will be in the show notes. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time. Well, you'll see us. Well, not see, exactly. You get the idea. We do know that people can just swim around town like it's no thing from the iconic line.
Oh, you didn't land that
Take
one.
it again?
I had that moment of like, am I actually just going to say this on the episode? Yeah, I guess I am, yeah.